Boom, it's another beautiful day in the jungle, 6 a.m., just a little bit past sunrise today. And we're going to be taking a look at Ravencoin, on the top of our list. When the birdies and the animals speak, they seem to know what they're talking about. And Ravencoin was one of the ones that came fluttering by the bear den's little cave, and a little birdie told us to happen. A nest egg of Ravencoin was a smart idea, somewhere around the 200 Satoshi mark, and now today we're sitting in the 500 Satoshi. So we're going to actually take a look at the rest of the digital assets and currencies as well. Bitcoin, altcoins like Litecoin and Ethereum. I'm a little tired this morning. I don't know why. Oh yeah, stayed up late. Anyways, let's dive right in. Oh yeah, by the way, check out arcanebear.com/shop and get yourself some Arcane Bear swag for this shameless plug right off the get-go in the morning. And let's dive into the charts. So we had been following Ravencoin for the last while, and we're actually getting close to some of the higher extensions. Now, this is a place where I generally start to get a bit more weary about my position, or at least holding it consistently, just because we've seen so much upward momentum. The 2618 has been pretty consistent. Now, we have two aligning parameters here that make me believe that this is more a potentially good place to take some of those profits. Now, I want to explain my trading scenario here, just so people understand. First off, this is not trading advice. But what I do is when we saw this, I actually ended up selling a high around 360, and I rebought back in around 280. I had buys down here at 230 as well, but those didn't hit. But those were, so what I do is I stagger in and out. Around the 0.5 line, I've already gone around 50% back in. Anything around the 0.382 or the 0.2, I put a lot less, maybe 10%, 20% in each of those, so that there's extra room in case it goes that much lower. And if not, I consider that profit. I also consider it less risk exposure. It's my style of swing trading. It's not day trading, in case anyone is wondering. Big difference. We look for entry points and exit points with less risk on the asset exposure timeline. So what we see here on the 1 hour chart with Ravencoin is we actually have a volume candle from back in around the 20 pre-August here, and it actually went right to this point 534 line, 534 Satoshi. So I do suspect we're going to hit that. Now, seeing further extensions here is where it becomes less and less probable, and where it becomes more and more risky to hold any of the gains that you might already have. So somewhere around the 650 mark, I'm out. And then if it goes all the way to 720, it's like, okay, we might see something entirely new. But the other good line of advantage here is to remember that we're also following the Elliott impulse waves. We saw a nice 1, a 2, a return back just down to the 382 line, very common, often the 236 for those that have been playing with us before. The 3 is usually quite a large extension with a big retracement coming back into the 4, sometimes all the way back down to the wave of the 1. So if this 3 wave is over, it's actually usually just sometimes at the top of the 1 here too. Let's draw this out a little bit more effectively. Something like this. So the 4 often comes back down just to above the top of the 1. The 3 makes a significantly larger extension than the original 1, which was great. This was a great move, but I do suspect we're going to turn around somewhere around the 540 mark here to come back down, retest that last level, and then possibly make even further extensions if we are going to continue to follow the Elliott wave impulse. Now, a huge part of this game is, well, look, if you're a hodler and you just want to hold Ravencoin, we actually think there's a long-term play here, and it's just as great to be able to sit in a token and not have to think about entering or exiting or maybe missing, and then you're going to be upset that you had more Ravencoin, but now you've got more Bitcoin. It's not a good game to fight mentally. So the best way to do it is always to create a strategy and follow that strategy as best you can. That way your emotions don't get in the way and you're happy with no matter what happens. A lot of the times people get upset missing valuable learning experiences that are taking place right in front of them, instead of really capitalizing on the intellectual input that they're getting from the learning experience itself. So that's one of our favorite things to do, is just really try to capitalize on as many angles as possible while learning as much as possible too. So Ravencoin's currently sitting around 514 Satoshis, up significantly from our last entry around 280, almost double now. So that's almost 200% moves on each extension so far. And I do suspect we will get that one more time if we're going to continue out this pattern. But I do suspect we'll see one more quick retracement first, probably somewhere around the 420 Satoshi mark into the 390 Satoshi mark. So I've got my eyes on that. I'm going to keep a very close. The bear family is going to get very, very close eyes on this one as it moves forward. We'll just rip through the rest. Bitcoin here. Again, this channel here is so tight, Bitcoin. We had that little fake out breakout the other day. So I'm still not necessarily convinced that wasn't somehow a leading indicator. Again, trends are very abstract in this way. It's often people think it's the news that causes the trend, but the trend was already existing before the news. So we've had a lot of good news in the Bitcoin and blockchain space, yet it doesn't affect it the way it did last year. And that's important to notice because the sentiment has changed overall. But this really quick positive snap into the $7,500 area, even though it was because Tether broke, it's just another indicator that the failing economic systems, stable coins, US dollars, whatever you want to call them, is not a good place to store any money because there's no real value behind something like a stable coin. A lot of people that are interested in this idea, I think the main amount of research needs to go into why the old ecosystem is a failure, why the US dollar is a failure, why every fiat currency will be a failure. Then that way it's a lot easier to understand the importance of the discourse of investing in some of these other ideas. So with that in mind, we'll take a look at Ethereum. Ethereum had broken down just below its wedge, and now it's trading almost perfectly sideways here. So I'm not interested in entering Ethereum, although I know a lot of people in the Bear Family Telegram channel do like to swing trade that one on Bitfinex. And if you're new to the Bear Family, please give us those thumbs up. It helps other people later on down the stream find the content they're looking for. Also, leave your thoughts, your comments, your questions below, as well as join the Telegram channel. The Bear Family is always on top of it. People from around the world talking about trading, investing, health, life and stuff in general. It's the most supportive group of people I have ever met. So thank you, Bear Family. Bear hats off to you. You always do a fantastic job of helping everyone feel welcome and learn, help them learn through their process. I'm deeply grateful for that. Litecoin around $52. Again, I still suspected we saw one more low in Litecoin, but either way, I'm not holding any positions in these other alternative tokens yet. Ravencoin and the Digibyte were the only two that I was sitting in because I feel that they're massively undervalued. Digibyte's pushed itself down into the 358 Satoshi mark. So even I do suspect it could go a little lower now too. Now that it has a kind of a downward momentum, I think this other entry point around 330 starts to look very viable. Omisego, one of the tokens we were keeping an eye on, it had a sharp little increase the other day off of the bottom, but again, nothing to notice because our main point of interest is in Bitcoin. The rest of them, like Cardano, XLM, some of the other tokens we were looking at, like Neo. Neo actually had a little spike up off the bottom as well. So what we're doing here is we're actually waiting for a lot of these tokens for re-entry because I think some of these will do very well over the next bull run. But because the almost implicit evidence that Bitcoin is the new index or monetary unit of account across all these platforms, and there will be many that hold water and weight as we move forward, but Bitcoin for the moment is still the king. It's best for me to always reference back to that in its relationship. So here we're charting Neo versus Bitcoin. I think Neo will do well again in the coming months, but not until we see Bitcoin break out. So I haven't re-entered anything. Populous, Veritasium, they look like they're primed and ready to go as well. But my only tokens that I had entered were Ravencoin, which was, again, thank you to all the sweet birdies who whisper beautiful things in my ear, from the Telegram channel to the beautiful friends that I've had over the years. You guys are amazing. I love all the up-to-date information you guys get because I just can't keep up with it. And once these swings happen, can't take advantage of it. But I do suspect there is more momentum in Ravencoin to come. So I'm going to keep a close eye on this token over the next 24 hours. We will definitely be updated with everyone in the Telegram channel below. Again, one more time, give us those thumbs up, smash that subscribe button, do all those fun things. Also, like I said, check over at arcanebear.com/shop. Grab yourself an Arcane Bear hoodie. Actually, I should even buy one of these right now. If you go to Arcane Bear, you buy yourself a hoodie, you can get 20% off right now. Just type in Arcane Bear, one word. We accept Litecoin, Bitcoin, PayPal, MasterCard, all those fun little doodad of payment solutions. I'm actually going to buy one of these right now too, I think. Anyway, check it out. See how you guys are doing. We just sent, we're sending one of these baby sweets to Derek. So hats off to Derek. Always such a supportive family member in the Telegram channel. He just had a baby, so he's getting the baby bear. I think they call it a bodysuit. Anyways, that's ridiculous. This is Tio. I'm signing off for the rest of the day. We hope you have yourselves a wonderful afternoon, evening. And remember, join those Telegram channel links. Very, 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 very supportive community with like pertinent information all the time. So again, I just can't express enough gratitude for how powerful that community has grown to be. And we're signing off.